Do you spray driveways, cracks, and fence rows with Roundup or a different weed killer, but you're tired of having to come back several times a year and respray? Then you should be using Ground Clear that lasts up to 1 year. Every homeowner needs these 3 herbicides in their weed killing arsenal, but most people only have these 2 herbicides. And this is the one that I just can't live without.
Now let's mix up a batch and use it, and I'll discuss some of the more important things you'll need to know as I go along. This concentrated version needs 24 ounces mixed with 1 gallon of water. One tip is to mark 24 ounces on your sprayer so that you don't need to measure it every time. Ground Clear comes in different sizes and also in a ready to spray jug with a nice little battery powered spraying wand. And because this is clear, I like to add blue weed dye to my sprayer so that I can see where I've sprayed. And don't worry, this blue dye will dissipate after a while. All of these products today will be in the description below, and if you click on them, I'll get a small kickback and will support the channel with no extra cost to you. Now let's give this blue magic elixir of weed death a little mix, and we are ready for war on weeds. I'm going to do several test areas so we could come back in months to come and see the results, so make sure you subscribe for when that video comes out. First, let's break down what this herbicide does. This is a non-selective herbicide, which means it kills every plant that it comes in contact with. Traditional Roundup, or any other grass and weed killer like this, is similar to Ground Clear, except there's one big difference. Roundup kills everything that you can see, but it breaks down in the soil almost instantly. To prove this point, Roundup even says on their website that you can plant into the same soil you sprayed the next day. So if a weed seed germinates in a sidewalk crack after you've sprayed it with Roundup, it will grow and show in a few days, and you'll be out there spraying again in no time. But with Ground Clear, it also kills the weeds it sprays, but has a formula that persists in the soil for a year. This means if a weed seed germinates days or months after you spray it, it will kill it before it grows. You'll want good spray coverage over the ground. Don't try to skimp on this, or you'll end up having to come back, completely defeating the purpose of what we are doing here. Think of this as nothing being able to grow where you spray it for a whole year. Here's a different YouTuber doing it completely wrong. You don't want to spot spray with this. You want to spray the whole crack, or else weeds will be coming up where you don't spray and you'll be back in no time. If your weeds or grass are over 6 inches, the label says to mow them down first. The label also states that you want to spray after a rain or water the area prior. As a rule of thumb with spraying, temperature should be between 60 and 80 degrees Fahrenheit to be safe. Reason being, when it gets too hot, plants have a mechanism to minimize water loss during hot weather. One of these mechanisms is called stomata closure. This reduces absorption, which is bad if you want the plant to absorb the plant killer. In this test, I'm only spraying half of the cracks so we could come back and see just how effective this is.
And for you anti-chemical folks out there, you could kill weeds with fire.
I have a bachelor's degree in agronomy from Kansas State University, so I know a thing or two when it comes to weed control, herbicides, and soil. My experience in using this is I spray in the spring, and it does control 100% of the weeds until winter. The next spring, 1 year later, it does control a lot of the weeds, but not 100%. But your mileage may vary. Another factor that goes into that is your soil type. Sandy soils will probably last less than a full year, and heavy clay soils may last more than a year. But every soil will last months and months if done right. Annual rainfall amount will also play a part in the efficacy of this herbicide. I've used this for about 7 years now at my house and my rental properties, and I love this. It definitely makes the list of Handyman Hertz approved must-buy items.
Do you know what else makes my must-buy items list? This U-shaped, extremely efficient, whisper quiet window AC that I just did a video on.
I love it so much that I literally bought another one for my bedroom last night. You can check that out in the top right hand corner or in the description below. In the top left hand corner is the video on the results from today. I haven't done that video yet, so leave me a comment on how many months out you want me to do that video.